So here I am driving an old school, I think it might have been a 2005 Chrysler minivan. And I decided to drive into an environment that had multi-million dollar homes. And there was a $3.6 million open house that was happening in Canaan, Connecticut. New Canaan, I believe it's called. And although this behavior, and I want to tell you what I did, although what I decided to do was not foreign to me, when I shared the story with other people, I realized how foreign it was, because it was like, who would do that? And this is what I mean. They had an open house. I didn't have the multi-million dollar vehicle. I didn't have multi-million dollars in my bank account at the time, right? But I decided I wanted to go in and I wanted to see. I want to see, because for the very things that we say we desire, are we willing to go put our feet on the ground? Are we willing to go touch, taste, and smell? Are we willing to put ourselves in the environment so that we can see, is this a good fit for me? And so I was with my children at the time. They were a lot younger, and I was also with my mother. We ended up going in, and the woman was very nice. The realtor is showing us around, giving us all the ins and outs of the home, and it was beautiful. I will tell you, although it was $3.6 million, it wasn't a home that I would ever desire. Not because it was huge. It was actually too choppy. It wasn't the layout I would like. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't go in to test and see. And so it dawned on me later on in life, I realized that people only hear and see what they want to hear and see, because literally they can only hear and see what they want to hear and see. And when that language came to me, I was like, that sounds like a riddle, but I completely understood it. And the reason I understood that when it came to me is because this is the truth about human nature. We literally only hear and see what we are willing to hear and see. I was willing to go into the $3.6 million home. I was willing to put my feet on the ground that a lot of people would feel very uncomfortable going into, which I did not understand why. I was willing to speak to the realtor and find out, hey, what's going on? There are all of these different parameters that these brick walls that we build up in our thinking, and we have bought into some narrative that no one actually directly gave us, and then in some case maybe someone did, but we've given into these narratives that literally keep us limited in our thinking, which is exactly why we continue to experience the limited living experience that we have on a day-to-day basis. My goal as a mindset and breakthrough coach is to get people to realize, regardless of how many accolades you've earned, you are still limited if you are not living in the fullness of who you truly are.